Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to episode
12.
Episode 12, our season finale. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And what's different about today's episode, Stacy?
Yes, the scenery has changed.
Oh yeah, we're not in the studio. We are here at the beach.
Yeah.
We made it home.
We made it home.
We made it home. And there's even something else that's going on here.
Yeah.
We actually have a studio audience with us.
Indeed we do.
We do have a studio audience of some of our closest high school friends and some family. Let's hear that studio audience so they believe us.
Small but mighty. Ow!
See, you wouldn't believe us otherwise. But we do have a studio audience, which is, well, not a studio audience, a beach audience.
A beach audience.
A beach audience.
Beachfront audience.
Which is very exciting.
Top that.
Yes, that hasn't happened yet. So that's something we're really excited to have. And we're very happy that you're here with us. So thank you.
Yeah.
And let's talk about our day, because today was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We left New Jersey around like 10 something. It was raining as we were driving here.
Yeah.
We were concerned, is it going to be raining? What's going on? And then we had a really incredible meeting with a studio here in Long Island. It's not really a studio, it's a holistic center that somebody that actually graduated with Stacy from high school reached out to us and wants to collaborate on a workshop.
Yeah.
And what did you think when we stepped in there?
I mean, no offense to anything, but I was like, Smithtown? I don't know. But we pulled up and it was kind of like office spacey sort of, and she said, no, don't go in the front way, come around the back way. And you come around the back way, and it's like Buddha statues and like, beautiful hanging lanterns. And just as soon as you walked on, like we talk about energy all the time, right? And as soon as you walked on, you could feel sort of this like shift of energy. It was really nice. And so like then you kind of hook around the corner. It was like an oasis. Yeah, it was really beautiful. And so by the time you get to the door, it was like you're kind of ready to have, be transformed in whatever way. It's this space that offers a bunch of different
modalities and things. And we loved it, and we got along
it was
instantly
beautiful.
With the people there. And we pitched them some ideas, and they actually said, we've been watching your podcast. And we were like, really? And they love the podcast. They love our energy. They really want to collaborate with us. So that's a win. And it's something that's going to be happening in October. So we hope that all of you that are here in the beach audience will be there. Yay! And we hope that we'll open it to a bigger group as well. Which will be, come on to the workshops. They're going to be really transformative.
Indeed.
And what's amazing about this idea of coming home is it's something we kind of reflected on basically for the entire season.
Yeah.
The idea of like coming home to your inner healer, to that light within you that's always there. But life gets so hectic that you're like, what? I don't think I have that in me. You know? And teaching people ways to kind of like breathe into that, to connect with that. Some breathing exercises, some affirmations, some ways to kind of be aware of the energy that's stuck within you and clear it. And all that is for the purpose of coming home to yourself as that light. And then it was also crazy to go back literally to home. And when we pulled into Julinas, I thought, I was going to be a little...
That was my junior high school. And it was a really difficult period of my life. And I haven't been there, I don't even know. I don't get back out to Long Island very often. And so, and especially there, I just haven't been there in so long. And just like turning the corner, the street, the school is on Mud Road. Turning the corner onto Mud Road was like, whoa, what's happening? And it was weird too, right, Vicky? Because remember we were driving, we almost feel like we're just going to drive right through a portal and then like
be all of a sudden,
it was weird because that's where we met.
Where they met, and this is it. We're taking them. Like,
really. It was like, that weird like back to the future weird thing, and then you're like drive through it, and then
it just felt like
it was
surreal.
It was kind of surreal.
Yeah, and then to stand outside and be taking a picture, like we just both like.
Yeah, it was like
emotional.
really, it was, I mean, in a beautiful way because like, right, we're here. Yeah. Right? Like we just.
This full circle of reconnection and being here.
And like we're still here.
Home.
Like we're actually still here.
Yeah.
Like this is still here and we're still here. It's actually really something to be grateful for. Exactly. It's really cool.
And some of the things along the way were kind of hilarious. Speaking of change. And, you know, she's like, wait a minute, is that the Smith Haven Mall? And we felt like the Smith Haven Mall is now like a mall town.
It's a mall monster.
Like mall after
Holy
mall after mall.
cow.
We were like, remember going to the Smith Haven Mall? It certainly wasn't like this, you know.
No.
It was crazy. And then Ward Melville. We went to the high school we went to.
Yeah.
And the gym that they have for the athletes, we were like, this is like a university
college level.
gym.
Yeah, it was fancy.
So when we were playing sports in high school, they didn't have that gym.
No, they didn't. They just had a smoke shed.
And
we were like, where's the smoke shed? And no, it's like, you know.
We were like, the smoke shed became a state-of-the-art gym. That's a good improvement.
That is a good improvement. Yeah.
So, you know, we were happy about that. Mm-hmm. And it also made us reminisce about like childhood and memories. And sometimes when you're people like us who are sensitive to energies around you, that goes way back to things in childhood. Like we talked about in previous episodes that like I was very sensitive to the dark because I definitely, when I would go to sleep at night, I would feel that there was stuff around and I wanted to see everything, you know, and the idea of like the things we shared, like some sensitivities that came through us early on. Yeah. But as much as that's like cool and amazing, it's also like the price of sensitivity is sensitivity. So you can sometimes be the kid that is a little bit too sensitive or, you know, does things that are a little strange. And there can be things that affect you differently.
Yes.
So we were talking about elementary school.
Yeah, we were talking about elementary school. Yeah.
And one thing I could not believe is that we both have really weird stories connected to fire assemblies.
Fire Prevention Week.
Fire Prevention Week was very traumatic for both of us. Because
yeah, totally was.
When it was Fire Prevention Week and they would scare the living daylights out of you about, you know, that there might be a fire.
You're not prepared.
Yeah, you need to have a ladder by your window. You know, and
it's like,
you need to have a blanket that you wrap yourself in and you drop and roll and all this stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, my family doesn't do this. We don't practice drop and roll with a fireproof blanket. We don't have an exit plan. And so we don't have the plan. And so I felt like, I have to be the one that is on this. And I did the craziest thing when I was 10 years old. And I'm going to admit it right here on the season finale of the podcast. I heard all about, if you call 911, you know, I feel embarrassed sharing the story. It's like crazy person.
Mine might be worse.
Well.
Oh, I don't know, but go.
But mine might be illegal.
It's bad. Oh, okay.
So I was like, you know, I don't know. No, my family doesn't do these things. We don't have ladders by the window. We don't have fire blankets. We don't have this stuff. You know, I better make sure that if we ever have a fire, I call 911. But like, how do you know for sure that they're going to come? The only way to know is to try. So one night I snuck up to the phone, and back then, of course, the phones were like the dial,
to the wall.
You know, dial the phone with the cord, and like, you know, I was on my tippy toes, like dialing the phone, and I get 911, and I'm like, I put on my best old lady accent, and I was like, yes, my house is on fire. Can you send a fire truck?
That is worse. That is worse.
That's worse. And they said, absolutely, ma'am. And I hang up the phone. And just as I hang up the phone, there's my grandmother who lived with us since I was 10. And she's like, German accent, what did you just do? And I was like, I nothing. And all of a sudden the phone rings. And they're like, 911, we just want to make sure. No, there's no fire. No, nothing needs to come here. And she hangs up the phone and she looks at me with this scowl. And I'm just like, and I just was so fearful. My grandmother used to always say, if you do anything wrong, I'm going to get the wooden spoon. But she never talked about what it was for. Like, it was just like this little threat. So I was just like, I better just tiptoe back to my bedroom before she talks about the wooden spoon. And that was that. And she literally took that story to the grave.
Oh,
literally.
That's awesome.
So I never got in trouble for it, thank God. But I felt like, you know, sometimes you can't always be the person that has to see it to believe it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just have to believe things. And that is a lesson that has been very important as a Reiki teacher. Because a lot of times when I work with skeptical people who are like, I don't know if I have this light inside me. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not even sure I have a soul. you know, teach me some things to get connected with this. And I'm like, sometimes you have to believe in things that you can't see. And the things that you can tap into within yourself are even far more powerful than being rescued by 911. That's what I truly believe. So, although it was a crazy story and I probably could have gone to juvie, I don't know.
I wonder. Imagine.
And now all of the
Vicky
people that
Stewart
listen
in
to the
juvie.
podcast that are like firemen are like, what? What did she do? But no, I'm sorry I did it. Nothing happened.
She was a
You
child.
know, I was a child who was afraid. Thought I had to save my family. Someone just said I'm crazy. But now they think I'm crazy. Let's hear your story.
Yeah, mine isn't.
It's not quite.
It's
as
not
bad.
illegal. It's not illegal.
But,
I mean, so Fire Prevention Week. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, it reminded me of two stories. The first one was, I don't know if anybody out here remembers that. In like somewhere in the late 70s, there was a satellite, and like satellites were pretty new, and this satellite was getting ready to enter the Earth's orbit again, and was going to crash at some undisclosed location on planet Earth. Planet Earth.
Anywhere on planet Earth.
So I walked, played, slept, ate in this like toy construction hat.
Like Bob the Builder?
Because I knew, you know, and I was looking around like, nobody's wearing these construction hats. Like a satellite is coming from the sky, everybody. You know, and it's like, thank God I've got this hat. And I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And so how it relates to Fire Prevention Week was like, and it was it was probably at least for 4 years in elementary school, you know. And it was because Fire Prevention Week was a whole week.
And there went the hat every day.
Well, so that was, you know, in a similar way was like, you know, like, what are we going to do? We don't have an exit plan. We don't have like the fire blanket. We don't have the ladder to go out the thing, you know. And so I would wait until everybody went to sleep. I would pretend I was sleeping in my bed. I would wait till everybody would go to sleep. And then I would go downstairs at the front door and sleep at the front door. Because I thought like, well, I mean, right? Then it's like fire, open the door and like fire, you know, and like open the door and we're out of here, you know. And for a week, and I remember, you know, I got caught a couple times by my mom.
Sherry.
And she's like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, like get upstairs, you know. And then it would be like, yeah, okay, but it's Fire Prevention Week, you know. And she's like, "I don't care, go to bed." And they'd be like, "Okay," and then it would be like back downstairs. But what's so funny about that, and like sensitivities, and like like children who are who don't have a lot of agency, right? You don't have a lot of agency when you're a child, right? And so, but you still have feelings and you still have needs that need to be met. And so you come up with clever schemes to...
I'm going to save the family. Yeah.
So what's I think is funniest about that is like Fire Prevention was a week. And so for a week I slept there. And then like the day after the week was over, I just went back to my regular routine. Like dodged a bullet for a year.
Fire Prevention Week is done.
So odd.
Yeah.
So odd. But like, but yeah, for that week I was like vigilant, you know, downstairs.
And it was something like we were talking about it over coffee. Like when we reconnected and met and we would meet and talk, she was like, "Oh, so was there ever anything in your childhood?" I was like, "Funny you should ask." And like, it was funny that both things had to do with Fire Prevention Week. Yeah. And we were just like, why in the world did they scare us like that? And, you know, I mean, obviously you have to be aware. Awareness is key. Yeah. But the way that it's presented, and especially that it was perceived by us, felt like, we got to do something. And I just thought that it was so funny that we both had a story. Yeah. So now whose story is more weird since we have a beach audience? Stacy? Or me? I mean, equal. Okay.
We're both protected.
Nice.
Yeah, see, someone just said we were both protected. We were protectors. That's right.
Drink to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers, protector.
Have you noticed these are our travel mugs? They're not quite as nice as the ones we have in our studio back home, but they're our travel mugs. And you can make these too because it's just a sticker. It's just a sticker on a mug, and everybody here tonight gets a sticker. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah. Right.
DIY.
That's right. There's something, crafty, like,
Yeah. Crafty.
Your sister Kelly would be proud. She's a crafty one. Shout out to Crafty Kelly. Why aren't you
Shout
here?
out, Crafty
I don't
Kelly.
know. That whole book group should be here. Have something to say. There's a lot of, class of 86 here.
Yes.
Class of 85?
Class of 86
Yeah.
in the house.
That's right.
Wow.
Class of
Sherry,
86.
Sherry flashed a 3.
Yeah, and they recently had their reunion, which is amazing. So that's always a nice feeling, that reunion.
Yeah.
And that's like clearly one of the things that came up in season 1 that we're just wrapping up was that the fact that, like, yes, this podcast has been about energy healing and reconnecting with that light within you and coming back home to yourself, finding ways to clear stuck energy. But to me, the greatest thing has been reconnecting with you, hands down. I mean, it's just amazing. And if you're somebody who's watching and you're thinking like, I don't know if I'm not quite getting yet the Reiki, or one of our friends who's here, Megan, shout out, was
Megan.
saying, I'm really loving the podcast, but then I forget, like, where am I supposed to put my hands, or what am I supposed to do, And the things that we're teaching, or the seeds we're planting, were really just to kind of revisit them, keep revisiting them, keep believing. Because it's like what we were saying today. It's like we are both so rooted in this. But Stacy was saying, like, I just love to say to people, like, what if it's true?
I mean, yeah. So we're all, all this information can be new to some people. Some of it might push up against some ideas or value systems that you've had growing up, right? Like, you see it to believe it kind of things, or, this like really, right? But some of this stuff is like subtler energies, it's quieter energies, and it's softer, and you really have to, there's a bit of trust that has to go into it, you know, and even outside of that, it's kind of like, I was just asking the question, like, I'll ask to you all is like, just what if it's all true?
Right.
Like, what if, right? Energy just doesn't go anywhere, but sort of changes. Like you made that metaphor about the ice.
gas and
the ice, the water, and gas.
Changing form.
Yeah, changing form, but it's the same thing. Like, what if,
Right.
we
change form and
the
our
Native
energy.
Americans that, walked on this land.
Yeah, back in the 1600s, there was this tribe called the, I think someone in the audience knows. The Settlecot, yes. And the stones were very important to the Settlecot. And I have some of those stones here. And all of these stones that are on West Meadow Beach, where we are right now, there is so much historical relevance to this space.
Yeah.
And it's like that whole idea of reconnecting with the earth, with the rocks, with the land.
Yeah.
And it's like there's energy in all of it.
Yeah.
There's energy in everything that's in the earth and in the air and in the land. And if you're someone who's been very stressed or anxious, or you have that kind of stuck energy, just that reconnecting, just getting back to the basics of energy, and the fact that, like, what you said is like, okay, maybe you're not feeling it, but like take more time with it.
Yeah.
And like do these different things, like the breathing and the using your visualizations and doing some of the clearing, because when you start to connect with that life force within you, that piece of you that's connected to everything, the clouds and the water and all of nature, and moves through all of us, it just starts to make you realize that we are so much more than we know.
Yeah.
And it begs that question.
It begs that question, right?
Yeah.
So what if it's real? What if it is all true?
Yeah.
What if that energy exchange is real? What if I can send healing energy to a person that I love who's in need of that, right?
Yeah.
What if I can receive energy or messages or communications from my ancestors, or just even being in a special location like this, putting my foot in the water and picking up energy like that? I mean, it all sounds like way out there, but
And it's not. It's right here.
But if you answer the question, like, what if it's true? If the answer is yes, like, what would you lean into then? What would you be willing to sort of explore in those spaces?
Yeah.
Then maybe it is like, gosh, I get headaches all the time, but like maybe,
Right.
maybe if I just sort of like
Align something.
yeah, or
Yeah.
like this backache, like there's this book by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, right?
Yeah.
And basically she's putting like energy
to each thing. It's
Yeah,
like your
to
body's
each thing, right?
telling you something.
So like my back hurts. Well, maybe like you're carrying too much, right? Like what are you carrying?
Yeah.
And is it the metaphysical? Is it the physical? It can be all of those things, right? And so anyway, so I invite you to just answer that question for yourself. Like, what if it's all true?
Right.
Like,
how does that change things for
yeah.
you? You know?
What can I do? How can I use this energy?
Yeah.
What can I practice? What can I add to my daily routine or my practice?
And the idea of that opening, when
Yeah.
you start to open yourself a little, and maybe there was something that you were like, I don't know if I believe this, but now you open just a little bit. Building on that opens you more and more and more and more and more. And then you start to become that conduit for those sensitivities and that connection around you. And you start to realize that all of us have this interconnectedness. And that's really what's beautiful about being in spaces with people who are open and whose hearts are open, who are like-minded in this sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why when we first met, I thought, oh, this is going to be cool to connect and talk about how she's toured the world with all these amazing icons. And the conversation was all about energy healing.
Yeah.
Suddenly we were just, that was where we dropped in. And that's what we talked about. And that's what the people...
I like how you said that, yeah.
Yeah, the people today in the meeting that we had in Smithtown, they just immediately, boom, that's what we were all discussing. And it just makes you realize, like, wow, this is happening. More and more people are starting to open to these beliefs. And it's starting to become something that is something when you used to talk about it, you might feel a little bit like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if people really believe in this.
Yeah,
but
they're going to think I'm crazy.
now it's like inviting yourself to kind of have those conversations and connect in that way is really exciting. So that's been...
The other thing I'll just add to that is like, so now you're like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to like put my energy out there and I'm going to, and then, then you receive some sort of affirmation or confirmation about like that energy is coming back to you, right? And then you're like, that can't be.
Right. You suddenly go back
like
a couple
also
rungs,
soften that, also soften the idea that like, when it comes back to you in affirmation, if you're like, oh my God, my dog was like my greatest caregiver, like just always protected me and like he's gone for so long and haven't even thought about him. And then the dog that you loved shows up in your dream, right?
It's like you can...
and you're like, that's right. And that is it. And so, and then you're like, wow, what a coincidence. But like, was it?
Yeah.
Is
exactly.
it? Is it? Is it?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that's not a coincidence, as
I mean,
we know.
yeah.
Like when I keep going back, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But sorry. When we talk about those sensitivities, right? The idea that I'm still blown away from this whole season when we very first got together and she said, oh, I'd love to have a Reiki session. And I have Reiki sessions all the time in my studio and I work on people and I always feel my dad's energy in 3 places in the room. And I don't tell that to anybody. If I said to someone, I feel my father's energy in 3...
Hold still!
I am a Reiki master. They'd be like...
I'm getting a message.
So, yes. I mean, that is something, you accept, you keep to yourself, you do your thing.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel rooted in like, okay, I was a TV producer, now I'm like a healer, and that's a little bit like a pivot. So my father's healing energy, he was the doctor, it just makes me feel very grounded in that space, like reminds me I belong in that space. And Stacy comes and has her very first Reiki session. We hadn't seen each other in 40 years. And I do her Reiki and I'm feeling all kinds of things, but I'm like, don't say anything. You don't know yet if she's gonna think you're weird. So I'm just doing the Reiki and letting her have her experience. And the minute she finishes, she's like, yeah, that was amazing, but it's really weird. I felt your father's energy there, and there. Wow. The same 3 spaces. And I was just like, okay, like you can't explain that. And knowing someone and connecting with someone in a way that they're feeling what you're feeling, it just validates it. And it makes it feel like, okay, I'm not the one that's just saying this and feeling this. It's like she comes in, she feels the same exact thing. And that's just like, wow. And it just makes you realize that, here we are having these conversations week after week, sharing these stories. And clearly we have that same energy, that same thought process. And it's, if you do start believing, it starts to happen for you as well.
Yeah.
I think
then you have the opportunity to work with that energy.
Right.
Now it's kind of like, all right, I've got my great-grandmother's vibes all around me, and And now it's like, all right, let me like heal some ancestral stuff. Now we'll save that for next season. We're going to go there next season.
Yeah.
We are going there next season.
Great grandmother is going to join us.
I mean, like, you are welcome. But I'm just saying, like, you know, then once you sort of start to, okay, you're like open yourself up to it, then you start receiving or having these experiences, and then you sort of are softening into the idea that, yeah, this is a real thing and I'm not losing my mind.
Right.
Then, like, the next thing is, like, start working with it.
Right.
You know, like, what can we do? Like, you know, I'm gonna channel some stuff, and not like you're in like Vegas and
not
it's
like
a craps game, and you're like, you know, yeah, or like a Ouija board, exactly.
Just in a way that's like in silence and feeling what comes through and paying attention to it, and really just kind of finding that space within you where you feel still and you could ask those questions and see what happens.
Yeah,
and that's why.
Yeah.
That's a very good segue into why we're very excited about season 2. Because we feel like we've kind of laid this groundwork in season 1 and introduced some of these concepts. And for those who are watching and following, we hope you'll join us on this journey into season 2, where we will be explaining more things and giving more like instruction and you know, sharing more stories, and also going deeper with a lot of this. So it's very exciting, and it feels like we've just built this momentum that now we've just kind of decided to. The season feels like 12 feels good.
Yeah.
A dozen.
A dozen feels good.
Dozen feels good. Dozen eggs. Dozen episodes.
Eggs, dozen donuts.
Yeah, dozen feels good. So we're going to end with this last one and take this pause, and in the pause, build these workshops and start the workshops. And we're so happy to have the one coming up in Smithtown and have that on the calendar.
It's exciting.
And again, we hope that you will continue to join us on this journey. And it's been so amazing to come home to you, to come home to this area, and to come home to our friends and family that joined us today.
Yeah.
So I'd like all of you to give yourselves a round of applause for being here. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And we'd like you to stick around because we're going to do a couple of the exercises that we've been talking about on the podcast. But for now, my friend, this is a wrap on season 1.
This is a wrap.
And it's been pretty fabulous.
Yeah.
So
it's been an awesome journey. I'm loving it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And like, just thank you so much for like coming along with us and sticking around, and tell your friends. We're cool.
And reconnect with the rocks, reconnect with nature. And bring yourself home.
Bring yourself home. Oh, I like that.
Yes. We're glad we came home, and we're going to enjoy the rest of our visit. And thank you so much for being here. That's a wrap.
Thank you so much. That's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye-bye.